A very good morning, students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fit and fine. Alright, as I can see that you all are doing your work on time. Most of the students are submitting their work as well as they are doing the test. So I hope the students, those who are not taking seriously these things, so please you all will follow the same. So students, as you can see that here I am going to start the new chapter. Alright, so you must be aware that we have completed the previous chapter and now we are going to begin a new chapter, that is chapter number 5, coal and petroleum. Alright, so now as the name suggesting, what you are thinking, coal and petroleum. While you are getting the name of coal and petroleum, so what kind of the first term comes in your mind? So first term that you can say that coal and petroleum both are we are getting through the nature. Alright, so I hope that you know that we are going to first discuss about the natural resources. Alright, in this SST class, in your basically the geography classes, and definitely you must have learned this topic similarly in the 4th classes, 5th classes. We are talking about the natural resources. What exactly is natural and the resources? As we all know that natural are which we are getting from the nature, alright, and resources which we are further using in our life for making, for example, any kind of resources for doing anything. We are using some resources, like for example, if I'll say about the earth. Do you know what about the earth, uniqueness of the earth? What is the uniqueness of the earth? Yes, life is existing on earth. Alright, is the and the definitely what makes basically an earth for the survival of life? Can you tell me? Can you think about it? What makes earth definitely a unique planet or the life existing planet? How can you say that? Basically there are something have been found continuously, that is air. As you all know, our earth is having very good amount of air, or we can say it's having a very beautiful atmosphere around it. Alright, and if I'll ask you another thing if I'll ask you, you can say that soil is there. Alright, soil is there. And another thing, what you can say, very important substance which are present on the earth. Yes, the important resource you can say, that is your water. Alright, so basically these three important substances basically makes the earth a unique planet, isn't it? It's make basically, so definitely student, I would like to just begin this topic from this topic, that is natural resources. What exactly it means? As you can see in your book, it is written here that sometimes we know that there are things which we can acquire through the nature, through the surroundings, like your sunlight, air, soil, water, plants. All these resources you are getting through the nature. Alright, so these kind of resources which we are using for further doing some activities, that is basically your natural resources, or you can write down the air, water, sunlight, soil, etc. are called natural resources. Now tell me, when I am talking about the earth, why I have not taken the sunlight here? Because sunlight is basically getting by the other planets as well. Here I was talking about just the uniqueness of the earth. So but if you will talk about the natural resources, so definitely sunlight is one of the very good natural resources on earth as well. Alright, so just we have to begin that what exactly is natural resources, how many parts we have divided it into, and what we are going to discuss actually in this chapter. Alright, so let's begin with that. So students, now here you can see that basically we are talking about the natural resources first of all, because this is the important topic in which all the constituent like coal, petroleum will basically it will constitute over here. So definitely I would like to tell you that I have written here inexhaustible and exhaustible. Now you must be thinking that what exactly are these two. So just remember one thing, as you all know, just look at around the natural resources what they are available in your surrounding. So can you tell me that what are the natural resources are there? So we can say that there are plants, there are forests, sunlight is there, air is there, water is there, soil is there. So we know that water is available in ample amount, but if I'll talk about the drinking water, it is available in very least amount. If I'll talk about the sunlight, क्या sunlight कभी finish हो सकता है? No, जब तक sun है हमारे solar system में, so it will never be finished. We will get the sunlight ever. If I talk about the air, yes, definitely air is present in our surrounding always, but the amount of gas is basically fluctuating sometimes. Alright, the amount of oxygen level, the amount of carbon dioxide, it's fluctuating, it's increasing and decreasing accordingly. If I talk about the soil, as we all know, on the surface of our earth there is lot of soil also present. So you can say that there are something which are continuously present, which cannot be destroyed, which cannot be, you can say which cannot be decreased in an amount. Alright, so basically on the basis of, I would like to write here, on the basis of availability of various resources. Alright, basically on the basis of availability of various resources, we can say that, let me just clear it, availability. So basically on the basis of the availability of various resources, we can classify them into two different categories. Alright, number one, inexhaustible, and number two, exhaustible. Now what does it means? Now listen carefully. For example, if I am taking the things like sunlight, water, air, soil, so we know that they are present on our earth in unlimited amount. Alright, they are present on our earth unlimited amount. So we can say that inexhaustible means unlimited amount of resources. Alright, unlimited amount of resources which are present on earth, that is basically comes under this classification, inexhaustible resources. Alright, you can say inexhaustible natural resources. And if I will talk about that amount of like, that we are continuously watching some ads, advertisement, we are talking about that we should reserve our coal, we should reserve the petroleum, we should reserve the natural resources because they are very limited in amount, we should not waste it, we should optimum utilization should be there so that our coming generation can use it. So all these questions why we are talking about, because we know that these type of natural resources are present on earth in limited amount. If we are using in enormously and if we are not taking care of this thing, so definitely once a time they all will vanish. Alright, so we can say few natural resources, those who are limited in amount, so we can say that they are known as exhaustible natural resources. Alright, वो resources जिनको हमें अपनी life में सोच समझ के limited amount में जितना use है and maximum use हम कर सकते हैं उतना हमें करना चाहिए. Why is it so? So that we can preserve them for the later on generations as well. Alright. So these are basically common two different types of the natural resources which we have discussed here. So what kind of example you can write, because example is very important to write. Example like sunlight, like air, we can say water. Here I am talking about only the general water. Alright, water we can say, soil we can say, etc. So these are some unlimited amount of resources which are present on the surface of earth and they are not going to vanish. But if I talk about the exhaustible natural substances, they are limited amount. So definitely your basically coal, petroleum. All right, our forest is one of the great example also. Your forest can be vanish. अगर हम उसे सबको deforestation करते रहेंगे तो basically what will happen, once a time all the plants and trees will destroy. And how we will survive? It's very difficult situation to give an answer. So definitely I hope that this topic is clear. Natural resources, that is inexhaustible and exhaustible, they are categorized. And on what basis we have categorized? We have categorized on the basis of availability of various resources. Availability of various resources. And so we can say unlimited amount of resources are there and limited amount of resources are there. So definitely we can say in this chapter we will learn about exhaustible fuels such as coal, petroleum and natural gas. All these fuels were formed in millions of years by the decay of remains of dead animals and plants. As the remains of dead animals or plants are called fossils, and the fuels which we are getting from these fossils are known as the fossil fuel. So let's talk about this topic. Alright, so let's begin that. Now once again we are going to talk about the exhaustible natural resources which are limited in amount, because the topic in the chapter is all about coal and petroleum, which is further part of the exhaustible natural resources. So what is the origin of getting the coal and petroleum we are talking about here? As you all know, fossils, we are getting them from the fossils. Now what is fossils? As you all know, there are plants and animals, those can be dead. Alright, once they will dead, what will happen? They will be decomposed by the microorganisms, the materials, the substances which are present in our body, that can be converted into some nutrients. Alright, but there are some remains. उनमें से फिर भी कुछ ऐसी चीज हो जाएगी like your bones. Alright, there are other parts of the body as well. So what will happen? The remains of the plants and animals, further they will, what will happen? They will comes under the big pressure and they will millions of years will take that they can convert into different resource, or we can say different substance, that is your fossil. As please underline it in your book as well beta, as it is written here. All these fossil fuel were formed in millions of years by the decay of dead animals and plants. As the remains of dead animals or plant are called, basically the remains of dead animals and plant is called fossils. Alright, usko kya kehte hain hum? Fossils. And the fuels which we are getting from these fossil, alright, the fuels which we are getting from these fossil are known as fossil fuels. Fuel kya hota hai hamara? Basically the things which we are using like coal and petroleum. Your fuel is there. Now we have to talk about in the brief, that is your coal. हमें सबसे बड़े अच्छे से बात करनी है coal की. What is about the coal, how it is formed, what are the different types of coal, what are the process of extracting coal from the underground, how exactly they are performing, क्या chemical reactions होते हैं, इन सारी चीज़ों के बारे में डिटेल में we are going to discuss in this chapter. Alright, so first of all you should know that coal is from the fossil fuel. Alright. So student, we are going to discuss about the coal. As you all know that coal is a hard substance. Alright, it's a hard substance, or we can say it's kind of non-metal, because it is made up of the molecule like carbons. So what exactly, how they convert into the carbon, we are going to discuss about, and the process which we are going to discuss, that is basically your different kinds of coal, and we will talk about the what exactly how this carbon in form and what are the process involved. Carbonization. Alright, so what is exactly carbonization? So first of all we should understand about the coal. As you all know that if you have seen the coal, we are getting the coal in the different shapes and in the different kinds. Some coals are very lighter in weight, and whereas some coals are basically very heavier in weight, and it's completely depend on the process of carbonization. Now what exactly is carbonization? Before that we are going to discuss what are the uses. As you all know, where we are using the coal, we are using the coal in the thermal plants. all right. And in the prehistoric era, what we are using basically, as you all know, that in the earlier we are using the coal for running the engines, trains, all right. So we are putting the coals and we are using for engine processes. And after that, when we are using the we are using the coal, as you all know, as a cooking fuel is also. So what will happen, it produces a lot of smoke and fuels, and very foul smell will be happening there, and it causes lot of pollution in the air. Alright, as we all know, the fuel is giving us very different smell, as well as they are releasing so many gases which can be harmful for us as well. Alright, so these days coal are using for generating electricity in the thermal power plant. In addition, coal used as a fuel in the factories, cement plants and bricklins. Bricklins क्या होती हैं आपको पता है? For example, you have seen, जब आप कई बार travel करते होंगे, you have seen that this chimney like structures are there. So basically these are bricklins. यहाँ पे आपके क्या होते हैं, जो हमारे ब्रिक बनाने की जो बड़ी बड़ी फैक्ट्रीज होती हैं, where we are using the coal. कोल से उसे हीट मिलती है, और आपका जो सीमेंट का जो कार्बन का जो आपका बेसिकली ईंट वगैरह होती है, ब्रिक्स होती है, दे कैन बी इजीली फॉर्म्ड विद द हेल्प ऑफ कोल फैक्ट्रीज. Now occurrence of coal, how it exactly occurring, as you all know where it is occurring. Coal is found deep under the surface of the earth. As we all know, it is found in the deep under this surface of earth. The major coal mines in India are located in West Bengal, उड़ीसा, झारखंड, मध्य प्रदेश. कहाँ पे? वेस्ट बंगाल, उड़ीसा, झारखंड, मध्य प्रदेश. एंड द लार्जेस्ट नंबर ऑफ कोल माइंस आर झरिया. आपने सुना भी होगा दैट बोकारो इज अ प्लेस विच इज प्रेजेंट इन द झारखंड. द झरिया इज अ पर्टिकुलर डिस्ट्रिक्ट वेयर वी आर गेटिंग सो मेनी कोल माइंस. Then after, Raniganj in West Bengal is very popular as well. Alright. Now how is coal formed? As you all know that coal, first of all, what is happening, once your dead and decayed animal will be there, after that they will die, the remains will be there. Now what will happen, so many years will be going on and it gives lot of pressure on these remains. क्या होगा कि अब बहुत साल जैसे जैसे बीतते जाएंगे, ये जो रिमेन्स होंगे उनके ऊपर बहुत हाई प्रेशर पड़ेगा विद ड्यूरिंग द ह्यूमिड, हॉट एंड ह्यूमिड कंडीशन. अब वहाँ पे उसे टेम्परेचर भी मिल रहा है, प्रेशर भी उसके ऊपर अप्लाई हो रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा अमाउंट में. एंड नाउ it has been, you know, it is supposed to be convert into different substances. all right, so ये जो dead और decaying remains जो आपके होते हैं, उसको ये क्या करेगा, ये प्रेशर बेसिकली the remains will try to convert into the carbon. ये remains पे इतना प्रेशर अप्लाई होगा, ये टेम्परेचर अप्लाई होगा, that it will convert into the carbon constituents. Now what will happen, under the humid and hot condition, they were attacked by anaerobic bacteria with progressively removed hydrogen and oxygen. So basically the bacteria, what they are doing, they are removing the hydrogen and oxygen gases and leaving behind carbon. So उस remain में से क्या सिर्फ बचता है बेटा? That is your carbon. Due to very high temperature and pressure to the earth, the carbon get compact to form stony residue. अब उसकी वजह से जब ये प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर हमें अप्लाई होता रहता है, तो इसकी वजह से ये किस चीज में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है? स्टोनी रेसिड्यूज. स्टोनी रेसिड्यूज क्या मतलब? स्टोनी बेसिकली योर पत्थर लाइक, एंड योर रेसिड्यूज आर द पार्ट विच आर लेफ्ट ओवर देयर. And this is your stony residue is known as coal. Alright, so what are the things have been involved over here? Your bacteria who will remove all the hydrogen and oxygen gases, and after that the remain will be present there, that is your carbon. After that, because of the heat and temperature and you can say pressure, what will happen, it will convert into a stony residue, that is known as coal. Now what exactly is carbonization process? हमने तो ये पढ़ लिया, coal is formed. Now what is exactly happening? The slow conversion of wood into coal by a biochemical process, in which bio as well as chemical process. मतलब यहाँ पे bio कैसे हुआ? आपका माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म वर्क कर रहा है. केमिकल कैसे हुआ? hydrogen, oxygen are getting released out and the carbon constituent will be there. So this is your mixture of biochemical process extending over million of year, और ये कई सालों तक ये process होता रहता है, and this process has been known as the carbonization. Alright, now here different types of coal is written here. As you all know that variety of coal is present in our surroundings. Some are very light in weight, some are very heavy in weight. So what are the reason behind it? Reason behind it depends on the temperature and the pressure that they are exerting over there, and it depends on the years as well कि वो कोल कितने सालों तक मतलब अर्थ के सरफेस में रहा, क्या हमने उसे पहले ही एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लिया या फिर वो कई सालों तक मतलब प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर के साथ रहा. तो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन, इट चेंजेस द वैरायटी ऑफ द coal. So this is written here that what is different types of coals. Now definitely the rest of the part, what is the processing of coal, uses of coke and other things we will discuss in the next class. So basically what you have to do, you have to revise this topic carefully, student. We will see you in the next class. Till that, take care of yourself. Thank you.